This message is for you, and God says, don't you dare scroll past this because this is not an accident. Heaven is shouting your name right now. God says, I have revealed something about you, and the moment I revealed it, everyone in the spiritual realm was shocked. Angels gasped, demons trembled, and even those who thought you were nothing suddenly realized how chosen you are. Don't take this lightly. This is not a casual word. This is not for someone else. This is for you. If you try to ignore this, you are rejecting the very lifeline that heaven has thrown into your hands. God says, I am speaking directly into your spirit, and if you close your heart, you will lose something that was meant to change everything. God says, you have been underestimated, you have been overlooked, you have been betrayed, and you have been lied about. But in the silence, in the darkness, in the loneliness, I was shaping something inside you that nobody else could see. And now the moment has come where I have revealed your name in rooms you never entered, in places you didn't even know existed, and the whole atmosphere has been shaken because heaven announced, you are chosen. You are anointed. You are protected. And nothing will be able to stop what I have set in motion for you. Don't doubt this. Don't question if this is really for you. God says, I am confirming it again and again because I don't want you to miss it. You have cried too many tears. You have gone through too many sleepless nights. You have carried burdens that were too heavy for your shoulders. And still, you stood. Still, you believed. Still, you whispered my name when no one else cared. That's why I have shocked everyone by revealing you. People thought you were weak, but I showed them your strength. They thought you were finished, but I revealed your beginning. They thought you were broken, but I revealed your crown. This is urgent. Don't scroll, don't leave, don't skip, because God says, I am begging you to listen. If you walk away from this message, you walk away from your miracle. If you ignore this, you are ignoring the very word that could unlock the door you have been praying about for years. God says, open your heart quickly, because I am about to release a blessing so heavy that your enemies will not even believe it's real. I will make those who doubted you witness what I am about to pour on you. I will make those who laughed at you regret every word they spoke. I will make those who betrayed you wish they had treated you differently. God says, don't tell everyone what I'm about to do, because this is between you and me. Don't share this with the wrong people, because not everyone wants to see you rise. Keep quiet, stay hidden in me, because when I reveal you fully, it will be undeniable. They won't be able to block it, stop it, or reverse it. What I have planned for you is sealed. It cannot be stolen, it cannot be delayed, it cannot be cancelled. But it can be missed if you refuse to believe. Listen carefully, my child. The next 7 days are not ordinary. The next 7 days are carrying something supernatural. I have placed a date in heaven's calendar with your name on it, and when that moment arrives, everything will shift. I am already sending signs. I am already preparing people to bless you. I am already rearranging circumstances in your favor. Don't get distracted. Don't let fear make you doubt. Don't let impatience make you quit. This is the moment where you must stand still and watch me shock everyone again. God says, this message is your confirmation, your warning, your lifeline, your chance. Take it seriously. It is over for you if you ignore this. But if you open your heart, if you believe, if you hold on, I promise you will witness the kind of miracle that makes everyone fall silent because they will know only I could have done it. This is not the end of the message. This is only the beginning. God says, I have more to pour, more to reveal, more to show. Don't walk away now. Stay here. Receive it. Let it sink into your spirit. God says, stay with me now, do not let your eyes drift away, because what I am releasing next is precise and personal. Listen, I am about to pull back a curtain that no one else can see. I will place the right person, the right opportunity, and the right word directly in your path. It will not look like a miracle at first. It will look like coincidence, a small favor, a chance meeting. But I am the author of that coincidence, and I will keep introducing these seeming small things until they build into the mountain you have been praying for. God says, do not despise the small beginnings, they are my handiwork knitting together your future. God says, I know the names of the debts that have followed you, the contracts that were broken, the promises that were taken. I have heard every late-night conversation, every whispered plea. I am aligning accountants, advocates, and angels to correct what was twisted. Money will find its way to you in ways that make sense and in ways that do not. Doors will open that you did not even know existed. Jobs, promotions, reconciliations, and reconciliations of the heart, these are coming. God says, be ready to receive, but be ready to steward. What I give you is for healing, not for harm. Use it to fix what is broken inside and around you. God says, I am exposing the lies told about you. People who have gossiped in shadows will be confronted by truth in daylight. Not always by confrontation from you, but by circumstances that shine a light on reality. Secrets will fall like leaves in autumn. Those who counted you out will be forced to count you in, and when they speak, they will speak differently. God says, the shame that tried to swallow you will be a story of victory that I will let you tell if you choose to. But choose wisely, do not use this to wreak revenge. Let my justice surprise them, let my mercy humble you. God says, I am healing more than your circumstances, I am healing your soul. The wounds that made you small are being mended. I will place people around you who will see your hidden struggles and love you without condition. Some will only be brief angels, others will become family. Do not be afraid to accept help when it comes. Pride will steal your miracle faster than any enemy. Say yes to help. Say yes to rest. Say yes to medicine, to wise counsel, to those who bring peace. God says, allow yourself to be held. God says, watch for a message that arrives unexpectedly. It may be a call, a text, an email, or the simple knock of a stranger at your door. When it comes, do not dismiss it. The enemy loves to dress divine opportunities in doubt, and he will whisper, "It's too late," or "You don't deserve this." Do not listen. Respond with faith. Open the door. Answer the phone. God says, your obedience to small prompts will unlock the large things. God says, there is one thing you must do now: forgive. Not because those who hurt you deserve it, but because your hands are too full of pain to carry the gifts I am bringing. Forgiveness is not condoning what was done, it is releasing yourself from being chained to it. Let go and let me take the weight. God says, if you refuse to forgive, you will not move forward. If you forgive, you will astonish even yourself with how light you become and how quickly blessings catch up to you. God says, guard your mouth. There are eyes watching your words, and your words can either build the kingdom of what I'm doing or tear it down. Speak life. Speak faith. Do not give oxygen to fear. When you feel doubt rising, say out loud, God sees me. God is for me. Repeat it until your unbelief gets tired and faith stands up stronger. God says, praise is not optional right now, it is a spiritual compass. Praise keeps you aligned with my purposes even when your senses lie. God says, there will be tests. Not to punish you, but to prove what is in you. When pressure comes, when finances get tight, relationships get cold, or work gets harder, remember this: pressure proves. God says, when the test arrives, do not panic. Use it as proof that a refining fire is happening. Stay committed to what is right. Do not bargain with your integrity for temporary relief. I will make a way where there seems to be no way, but I will not bless compromise. Hold fast to truth. God says, your faithfulness now multiplies later. God says, worship in the secret place. I am giving you instructions that make no sense to other people. They will think you are foolish. Keep worshiping. Keep praying 2 minutes longer than you want to. Keep thanking me when the evidence is not yet visible. I am attracted to faith that persists in silence. There is a reward for those who keep the vigil. God says, protect your heart from those who want your attention more than they want your good. Not everyone who praises you is your friend. Not everyone who smiles is loyal. Be discerning. Let me reveal who truly rejoices at your rise. Those who celebrate you quietly, who are happy in your increase without seeking their own, are the ones to keep close. God says, hold on to the faithful few, they will carry you through storms. God says, expect a letter, a call, or a meeting that will shift your trajectory. Prepare your spirit for good news disguised as ordinary details. I'm arranging conversations with people who have influence, not to boast you, but to place you where you can serve and be used. Do not be surprised if these doors require you to step out of comfort. Stepping out will feel risky, and that is how you will know you are moving from the known into the miraculous. God says, do not flaunt the coming favor. Keep a holy hush. Not everyone in your circle should know the timing of your blessing. There is power in secrecy. When I bring the thunder, let them be the ones asking, how did this happen? Let my hand be seen. Let me receive the glory. God says, humility will keep the blessing intact, pride will make it evaporate. God says, be ready to sow. When the harvest begins, plant something of it back into the work of love, charities, care for your family, support for those who are weak. Blessings that are shared multiply. Hoarding blocks multiplication. The smallest act of generosity given in obedience will turn into a river. God says, generosity positions you as a conduit, not a reservoir. God says, there will be moments when fear looks louder than my voice. In these moments, speak scripture into the silence. Declare my truths over your life like a standard. Declare, I am chosen. I am protected. I will not be moved. Repeat it until the fear fades. God says, faith is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. God says, I am setting up divine appointments in the most unlikely places, in shops, in waiting rooms, on elevators, in quiet church foyers, in markets, on buses. Pray for eyes to see and ears to hear. Smile when you pass people. A simple hello might be the seed of your future. Do not underestimate casual encounters. God says, the world is smaller than you think and my arranging hand is intimate. God says, if you have been waiting for reconciliation with a family member, it is coming, but not on your timetable. Let me orchestrate it. When it comes, be the first to offer peace, even if you are the one who was wronged. Peace given is peace kept. God says, sometimes the miracle is not in the other changing, but in you receiving peace. God says, this message is urgent, and yet it is tender. I am not a harsh commander, I am a loving Father. Receive this word as a loving redirection. I am rearranging realities for your good. This is not showmanship, this is my heart reaching for you. Do not harden when I am softening. Do not resist when I am restoring. Keep your hands open. God says, I am not finished. More is coming. Keep reading. Keep believing. Keep staying. Keep saying, this is for me. Keep your heart ready. Watch closely. God says these are the signs I will send, and they will be unmistakable if your heart is watching. First, expect dreams that carry clarity, not confusion. These dreams will wake you with a sense of knowing, not just emotion. You will remember small details, a name, a phrase, a place, and those details will begin to show up in waking life. Do not dismiss dreams as mere fantasies, write them down the moment you wake. God says, I will speak in the night and confirm by day. Second, expect immediate, petty obstacles to vanish in ways that look like coincidence but feel like deliverance. Bills that had no clear way will find a route. A document you thought lost will appear. A barrier at work will be removed not because of struggle but because a person with authority decides in your favor. God says, these removals will happen quickly and will be timed so precisely you will know my hand is involved. Third, expect a clear, undeniable shift in relationships. Some people will step closer as if magnetized to your peace. Others will quietly fall away. Not all departures are losses, some are pruning. God says, do not chase the ones who walk away. The ones who remain will be those whose souls are meant to season your future. Watch for reconnections that feel like homecoming. A message from someone you loved but lost contact with, a small apology that opens a door, a conversation that heals an old wound. These will come when you are least prepared to boast and most prepared to receive. Fourth, expect an internal peace that does not match your circumstances. You may still be in the storm, but you will feel a surprising calm. This is not numbness, it is presence. God says, this peace will guard your heart and sharpen your discernment. When fear tries to speak, this peace will speak louder. Anchor there. When you feel it, say, thank you, Father, and let it root deeper. Fifth, expect prophetic confirmations, scriptures, hymns, or single verses that keep surfacing in different places until you can no longer write them off as coincidence. A song on the radio will repeat a phrase that matches your prayer. A verse will be highlighted in a prayer group, in a sermon clip, in a caption on a stranger's post. God says, when the same word shows up in 3 separate streams, receive it as confirmation. Sixth, expect practical favor, invitations to places that matter, introductions to people who open doors, opportunities that come with resources attached. These may begin as small favors, a mentor offering advice, someone covering a small cost, an unexpected freelance gig. But God says, do not despise the small. The small will compound into a wave. Steward what comes with humility and thanksgiving. Generosity will be your currency. Seventh, expect a sharp increase in spiritual sensitivity. You will begin to feel when to speak and when to be quiet, when to move and when to wait. This sensitivity will save you from steps that look good but are not for you. God says, practice obedience to the small nudges. The habit of obeying little things trains you for greater assignments. Eighth, expect physical signs that might make you smile, a bird that appears in a strange place, a sudden bouquet of flowers for no reason, recurring numbers on clocks or receipts, or a scent that triggers a memory of peace. Do not fetishize signs, but do not ignore them either. God says, I love to whisper in the language of small wonders to remind you I am near. Ninth, expect a testing season that clarifies character. Doors will open, and alongside them you will be tempted to take shortcuts. God says, choose integrity. The blessing that costs you your soul is not worth it. Your refusals now will make your future testimony clean and unstoppable. 10th, expect restoration in areas you thought were permanently broken. Family lines of hurt will shift, generational patterns will loosen. God says, restoration does not always look like perfect repair. Sometimes it looks like a new rhythm where old pain once ruled. Celebrate the new song even if the old scars remain as reminders of the work done. God says, here are concrete spiritual shifts you will notice over the coming weeks. Your prayer life will deepen without forcing it. Prayers will move from lists to conversations. Your faith will begin to take imaginative leaps you once thought reckless, and those leaps will land you in rooms you never planned to enter. Your capacity to forgive will expand like a muscle being strengthened. Your worship will become an anchor, not a ritual. Doors that required influence will open because the influence is suddenly around you. People who once dismissed you will ask for your insight. Opportunities will arrive in clusters, 2 or 3 things showing up at once, and you will have to choose wisely which to engage. God says, lean into the choices that build legacy, not just convenience. Expect timelines that feel compressed. What usually takes months may occur in weeks. However, God also warns, some things must still process in their own time. Patience is part of obedience. Do not trade patience for panic. When impatience rises, remind yourself of the ways God has already been faithful. Keep a journal of answered prayers so when doubt comes you can read your evidence. God says, your assignment is not merely to receive but to reflect. When favor lands, let it land in your hands long enough to make you generous, not proud. When truth is revealed about you, let it reveal not just your worth but your responsibility. You are being prepared to steward more than you have held before. There will be moments of wonder that feel public and moments of whisper that feel private. Both are sacred. Do not let the public applause blind you to the private instructions. God says, the private moment builds the public movement. Remember who brought you here. God says, speak these words every morning and evening, not as ritual, but as covenant. Say them with your whole breath, with your jaw set against doubt. Speak them until your voice wears the truth into the corners of your heart. Repeat after me, I am chosen. I am known. I will not be hidden any longer. Heaven has declared my name, I step into what is already spoken. I receive the doors opened for me and I steward them with humility. I forgive what has bound me and I release what would keep me small. Peace guards my heart, I will not borrow fear from the future. I will walk in integrity and refuse the shortcuts that steal destiny. I say yes to rest, I say yes to wise counsel, I say yes to holy boldness. God says, say these declarations aloud until they are not words but posture. When you catch yourself sinking into old narratives, stop and speak them again. Let them be like salt and light in your mouth, seasoning every thought until your mind follows. God says, use these short prayers during moments of waiting, when the enemy tries to convince you the promise is late. Father, make my waiting holy. Trim what is not of you and keep my hands ready. Lord, turn my confusion into clarity, show me the next small step. God, align my steps with your timing, do not let haste steal what you planned. Holy Spirit, teach me to recognize your nudges and to obey the smallest call. God says, when fear surges, do this: place your hand where your chest rises and say, not today, fear. Today I worship. Then sing, even if it is a whisper. God says worship breaks heaviness. It rewires the atmosphere. The enemy flees from the sound of surrendered praise. God says, create a simple altar of remembrance. It need not be ornate: a candle, a written list of 3 recent small favors, and a name you are holding for restoration. Each night, light the candle, read the list, and whisper thanks. This practice is not superstition, it trains your spirit to notice evidence. Evidence is how faith avoids lying to itself. God says, when an offer comes that looks too good, run it through 3 filters before you accept. Does it align with truth? Does it protect relational integrity? Does it expand your capacity to serve? If the answer to any is no, pause. Blessings that cost your soul are counterfeit. God says, choose what builds you into who you must become, not what props up who you used to be. God says, prepare a short reply for when people try to steal your joy with gossip or falsehoods. Say, I trust God's timing. Say it calmly, not to engage, but to disarm. Your silence coupled with a resolute answer will often do more than a long defense. God says, allow your life to be the answer, not your argument. God says, here are the tiny acts that will magnify what I'm doing. Fast one meal when you feel overwhelmed and replace the hunger with praise. Write a 1-sentence note of encouragement to someone who once left you. Give a small, unexpected gift to someone who serves in obscurity. These small seeds will return as harvests you cannot manufacture. God says, generosity magnetizes blessing. God says, document everything. Keep a God is faithful notebook. Date every confirmation, every dream, every coincidence that feels like a nudge. On the days doubt tries to rear, read your records. Evidence will silence the liar. God says, testimony builds courage, courage births miracles. God says, be gentle with yourself. High destiny does not erase human aches. When you fail, confess quickly, learn ruthlessly, and move forward. Failure used well becomes curriculum for leadership. God says, the scars you get from trying are not shame, they are proof you fought for what matters. God says, train your mouth to bless the very people who hurt you. Speak their name and say, God bless them. This is not weakness, it is warfare. Blessing blunts the weapon of bitterness. When you bless the bitter, you disarm them and free yourself. God says, recognize when to close a door. Not every opportunity is for a lifetime. Some are for seasons. Learn to say no without shame. Saying no to what distracts you is saying yes to what constructs you. God says, prepare for a season where your influence widens, and with it, responsibility. People will ask for counsel, some will expect miracles, some will attempt to manipulate. Set healthy boundaries now, time for prayer, time for rest, time for work, time for family. Boundaries preserve calling. They keep the promise aligned with your person. God says, if you are anxious about resources, fast for clarity and then make a practical plan. Ask for counsel from two trustworthy people before you commit to major financial decisions. Faith moves, but wisdom plans. God honors both. God says, when the public moment arrives, and it will, remember this, the purpose of prominence is to serve, not to exalt self. Use the platform to uplift others, to invest in the next generation, to mend what is broken. The mark of true favor is that it leaves the world better than it found it. God says, keep a soft heart but a wise head. Be tender with people and precise in decisions. Mercy and discipline together make you a safe leader. God says, if you want one final instruction for today, it is this: do not forget to rest in knowing I see you. Rest is not laziness, it is trust expressed with closed eyes. Lay down the frantic attempts to force the miracle and instead sit in the promise long enough to let it form in you. When you rest rightly, your rest becomes a kind of readiness that rush cannot buy. God says, I am with you. I am not a distant thought, I am your companion in the nitty-gritty. Walk slowly, speak carefully, love boldly.